Good morning. My name's Olivia. I'm known as Olivia K on Facebook, Ollie K on Instagram, and Warren Yam 9000 800 on Twitter. Wrong. Reddit. How can I almost forget one of my handles? Anyway, I mostly talk about nursing school and NCLEX related topics to help nursing students across the board, whether you're going to take the NCLEX or you're going to take another attempt or you're getting through nursing school, because nursing could be a lot. And if you get bored of my nursing lectures, you can also check out my reality TV show playlist. And I just completed Love Is Blind like a week ago, and then I also had Temptation Island. I'm watching Temptation Island season 2, and I only watched one episode. Well, kind of watched. So I'll try to get to that and finish it by Saturday, so I can put out a review for that as well. And then I also cover movies and documentaries. So let me know if there's a movie, well, not a movie, but a documentary you want me to watch. I'm probably going to cover Lamar, because I did see that one, and it was really just sad. And I think that deserves to be talked about a lot. Even though I can not stand the Kardashians and Khloe's featured in it, I would like to actually go over that as well, because it's really important. But enough of that. I'm going to go over ABG, the most missed topics in nursing school, and also the NCLEX. So to do ABG, you have to understand it's like decoding a whole different kind of entity here. It's a different language, and it could be complex if you don't understand the basics. So again, I'm just going to go back to what we're talking about with the IV fluids. Same way we're talking about biology. We're going to tap into that a little bit so we can understand the base. So basic is 7.35 and under, right? Alkaline is 7.4 and over and above. Our blood is between 7.35 and 7.45, which that's supposed to be the perfect range. So when we're acidic, it means it's again under 7.35. When we're alkalinic, where it's over 7.45, and that's something we don't want. So ABG is mostly an accurate measurement just to check our blood compositions and to see what's going on in our body. Can help understand the practitioners to see, sorry, that's a mouthful, to see what's going on and kind of help determine what or give us extra evidence to see what the patient is going through. So I hope that makes sense. So ABG does measure the pH of the blood, PaCO2, bicarbonate, HCO3, and PaO2. So again, what I was just saying, so our blood, we're made of a lot of chemicals, right? There's a lot of chemical reactions going on in our bodies right now, right? Isn't that hard to believe? Wow. So with that said, we do have different pHs in our bodies, and there are different organs where the pH may be either more acidic or more alkalinic. So in this case, we're talking about the blood. And the blood, again, like I said, it's supposed to be 7.35 to 7.45. So that's neutral. Okay? So again, acidic, like I just said, is either below 7.35. I know I'm going to repeat myself so that way you understand. And alkalinic over 7.45. So I'm going to give you the different values for the PaCO2. That's 35 to 44. Silly me. 35 to 45 mmHg. Bicarbonate, or I like to call it the HCO3, 22 to 26 MEq/L. Then PaO2 would be 80 to 100. So to interpret that ABG is a step-to-step process. So you need these values, the pH, and then you're going to need the other compositions to make up the ABG value, as I just gave you the ranges of each. So I'm going to talk about the Rome rule on this channel. I will post the tic-tac-toe for the ABG. I'm not going to go over it because I still don't understand it. This is how I understand ABG, by the Rome rule. It's much easier to interpret and understand it. I think Mark K has an even amazing way he explains it. So I'm going to leave the link below. It's already nice and prepared. Once I'm going to put this video out, you'll see it. And you can listen to his lecture. Again, I'm going to also leave a link if you want to get his recent lectures, because they're no different from the audio. It's just he's in video. So I'll leave you the link, and then you'll find those under your nursing space. So I have his lectures and then bundles. That's going to help you for the NCLEX, and also will help you with nursing school. So I'll leave that below in the link. So back to the lecture. Rome. So start and underline this. Rome. R-O-M-E. Like the capital of Italy. Rome. Okay? Respiratory, opposite. Metabolic, equal. And that's same direction, okay? If you want to know what I mean by metabolic, equal, same direction. So I'm going to give you an example. The respiratory pH, CO2, opposite. So I'm going to give you an example right now. So the pH is 7.32. And then let's see. Then the I'm going to say, hold on. I got an example. So the CO2 actually would be 60. So that's really high, right? So when I say this, the respiratory, not respiratory. So the pH is down, right? It's not at 7.35. It's now it's acidic territory. And the CO2 60, that's way too high. So if I have to guess, this patient's undergoing what's called respiratory acidosis, okay? That's how you can figure it out. Now, sorry, I keep getting messages while I'm trying to have this lecture. Jesus Christ. Okay. So, another example I have here. So that wasn't clear enough, right? So say I have a pH of 7.5, and this time the CO2. The CO2 this time is 29. So CO2, as I said earlier, as I mentioned, is 35 to 45. So what does this mean? Now the pH is no longer acidic. It is rather alkalinic. So it's up. But CO2 is down, right? It's now below 35. It's 29. So we would call this respiratory alkalosis. Let me give you two more examples. I know it's a lot, but I need you to understand this, so that's why I have to repeat myself. So metabolic pH bicarbonate will be the same. So I have another example for you. Now it's 7.48. The pH is above 7.45. Now the bicarbonate is 34. So remember, the bicarbonate is 22 to 26. So that's an example of what's called respiratory alkalosis, because everything's up, right? It's not opposite like the respiratory, because that's respiratory. I'm sorry, that's acidosis. So now we rather have alkalosis because the metabolic, so not because we're talking about bicarbonate. I know it's confusing. And now the pH is up. So that makes it metabolic. And that's alkalosis. One more example in case I didn't make this clear enough. Okay, so I have the pH is 7.29. The bicarbonate this time it's 20. 20 bicarbonate, right? Yeah, bicarbonate. So they're both going the same direction. No, wait a second. See, sometimes I don't understand my writing. Okay, skip that. 7.29, it's down, okay? So that's acidic. And then the bicarbonate now would be 20 because it's down. That makes sense. So see, sometimes I get a little confused. Sue me. But okay, I'm going to leave this in so that way you know even I can make mistakes. But I just corrected it. Now that makes sense in my head. It's metabolic because that's the same direction. They're both going down, and the pH is no longer at the basic level. It's down, 7.29. So that would make it acidic. And now they're going the same direction. That would make it metabolic acidosis. So I hope that makes sense. You can rewind as many times. Again, just laugh through my little... it's not an error. Just laugh through me getting like a little confused in my own notes. But that's how it is, okay? And I'll leave you links to if you don't get a lot out of this video. But I promise you, I hope you do, because I'm just trying to help out. And ABG is not an easy thing to understand. So again, step by step. So examples of where you would see respiratory acidosis: COPD, pneumonia, opioid overdose, and head injury. Why is this happening? Because the body is not breathing out a lot, right? There's hypoventilation going on, and you need to have that gas exchange for and able to get the oxygen and then breathe out the CO2. So the body's retaining a lot of the CO2, which is why it would be high. So it's due to hypoventilation. Examples of where you would see respiratory alkalosis. So now you're hyperventilating. You're breathing a lot of the CO2 out. So again, no, the acidity is like out, if that makes sense. You will see this if a person is having an anxiety attack, which I've seen in certain patients. They're very anxious. They're not thinking straight of breathing, and then they have to breathe in that bag like because they're getting all that air out. Pulmonary embolism. So this is where they're breathing really fast because they can't breathe. Which again, that's a medical emergency. There's a clot in their lung, so they're breathing out because it's an impending amount of doom. Fever and sepsis. So again, hyperventilation, they're breathing out. So examples of where we're going to see respiratory alkalosis, which I don't see often, but you will often probably see it if you were in the ER. So that's increased vomiting, NG suction, excessive antacids. So if they're taking so many antacids, so this will be due to the body that losing the acidity and gaining a lot of base. So you'll be basic. Again, I don't see this often. I'm in home health. What do I know? I mostly see respiratory alkalosis, if anything. Then examples of where you'll see metabolic acidosis. Again, like if a patient has DKA, so that's diabetic ketoacidosis, lactic acidosis, and that's if a patient, remember what I told you earlier about my diabetes lecture? I know I probably didn't say in the video, but I left a disclaimer. If a patient takes metformin right before they have their procedure and they're going to get the contrast dye, they can get into what's called lactic acidosis, which we don't want, which is why we tell patients to stop taking their metformin or hold it 48 hours before we have the procedure, and they may have to hold it a few days after the fact, depending on. Kidney failure and severe diarrhea. Why this would be metabolic acidosis? Think about this. The ass, right? Sorry to swear in this one. And they're getting rid of all that acid in the body. And because it's a lot of liquid fluid, it's not getting hard. It's not being absorbed. The fluid's not being absorbed. So you're getting rid of all that content from your body. And our stomach is acidic. So if that makes sense, which is why it hurts when we're having diarrhea. So this happens when we have too much acidity in the body. Okay? So hope that helps. I'm going to be leaving links to help out with this make extra sense to you. But before I go, I have one more question to ask, and you can leave the answers in comments or whatever. I don't care. Or you can just think about it. I'm just going to leave it in this video before I go. So I have one more question for you. A patient is presenting with increased confusion reported by the family. The patient has been having deep, rapid breathing. And these are the ABG results. So pay attention to what I'm about to say. pH is 7.28. PaCO2 is 30. And bicarbonate, 18. So what could this patient probably be probably is going through? Okay. A, respiratory acidosis. B, respiratory alkalosis. C, metabolic acidosis. Or D, metabolic alkalosis. And I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you figure out and think about it. So again, I'm going to leave links to, in case you didn't get much out of it. I hope you did. In case you don't understand what I'm saying, and sometimes I fumble, but just a little bit. I understand what I'm saying in a bad way. But in case you didn't get much, I'll leave some links for you. And then, like I said, if you want Mark lecture videos and the lectures and some packages or bundles of where you have some extra sources to help you with the NCLEX or nursing school, I'll leave the link for your nursing space as well. Anyways, you have a beautiful day. Take care. I'm going to also do like maybe a short on the lab values, because I know most nursing students should know it already anyway, but I'm going to leave it regardless so people can get a better idea. My next lecture is going to be cardiac arrhythmias. So that will probably be tonight, either tonight or Wednesday night. We'll see. Anyways, take care. Have a good one. Bye.